Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Point of View. Oh yeah, we here every weeknight to bring you the hot topics you don't want to miss. All right, for sure. Coming up, tensions are high as the New York Knicks are one step away from making history in the NBA Finals, but the headlines have shifted beyond basketball. Donald Trump is expected to attend tonight's game, and fans are not happy about it, to say the least. The anticipation is through the roof, but for all of the wrong reasons. So let's talk about it. Plus more hot topics. Like I said, you don't want to miss them. So come on in, join the discussion. You're watching Point of View. The New York Knicks are just 2 wins away from their first championship in more than 50 years. But somehow, basketball isn't the biggest story tonight. Donald Trump's expected appearance has triggered extra security, canceled events, and warnings for fans to arrive hours early. So now, a historic basketball moment is being overshadowed by politics and controversy before the game even tips off. Bree.
I feel a couple of ways. I'm not a basketball fan. Let's just put that out there. But I do get how people could be angry because he's coming and they want to focus on the game, but still focus on the game. Just because I'm the president, that doesn't mean I don't want to go to the game either. So I just feel like, because if I was the president, if I want to go to a game, why I can't go?
No,
just because y'all don't want me to go.
Right.
That's not fair to me, if it was me. But I do get, if I was a basketball fan, listen, don't bring all that. We're just trying to get there. We're just trying to sit down and enjoy the game. But people don't play about basketball for real. Mm-hmm. Especially at a time like this. So it's like, don't take that away. We focus on this. But yeah,
this is pivotal for the Knicks.
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
Since 1973, they have not won a championship.
Correct, and
this will be the first one.
They need to focus.
That's right.
Ain't no time for all that playing.
And this is the first time they're also hosting the final game in 27 years.
Wow. So yeah, it's
so
really
this is a big deal.
Correct. So, but it's like maybe he want to experience it too, though. Like I want to be in the atmosphere.
Right. Okay, but at the end of the day, I feel like Donald Trump and what he wants to experience should not trump what actual people are going through and experiences that they have worked so hard and been actual fans in the stands and on the sidelines and in the courtyard of Madison Square Garden for years. I really feel like he has completely just overshadowed what is going on here. And I feel like it's just not fair, especially in these economic times. I mean, people need joy. They need something to be happy about. Right. I've seen someone and a few people on social media saying today that they traveled from all across the world just to watch the watch party in Madison Square Garden. And now things are literally being shut down in real time just because the president wanted to come. Like, he could have had his own watch party. Why didn't he watch the party in that $50 billion, whatever, $400 million ballroom? That's what, because he had this big old screen he's having built out there. Watch it there. The screen ain't ready yet.
Right.
Exactly.
Or bring the Knicks to you afterwards.
The Knicks ain't because they don't want to come.
No. I'm with you, Tally. I was just about to bring that up. Why not watch the game from your big, beautiful ballroom? Like, why bring all of this pressure, all of these big scenes, everything happening, shifting these residents, shifting people that's traveling from all over the world just to center yourself? Narcissism is the inability to remove yourself from the center of the story. And he seems to never be able to decenter himself. It don't matter where this man goes. He just brings a cloud of darkness every single where he goes. This orange man just leaves that. And I hate that it's taken away from all the amazing things that a lot of politicians in New York have been doing for their residents.
Right.
So it's like now we can't even focus on that because people are like, what the heck? Why are you displacing everybody? Because they want to come see this monumental moment. But now it's about you.
Well, this is what's interesting. Stephen A. Smith chimed in on this, and I was surprised to hear what he had to say. First, he prefaced it as it's not a political statement, but he said, he has no business showing up. He's narcissistic. He's selfish. He said it's gotten to the point, if the president passes gas, people going to call it perfume.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? And I want to commend Stephen A. Smith commend him as well because, you know, he was supposed to do a live broadcasting from this game 3 and he decided to do a remote one because he just didn't want to, you know, allegedly be caught up in any press with the president. And so I feel like it's so important. I know he's been getting a lot of backlash lately, but it's important to stand up for what you believe in. And even Spike Lee, he pulled out of, I think, a $3 million payment that he was getting ready to make because so far, I believe in the last 20 years, he spent about $10 million with the Knicks just supporting their games. They've been having a lot of pullouts. So, I mean, they're losing a lot of money over this.
Yeah.
And I'm really upset that even the mayor, Eric Adams, why are you even supporting this?
He did.
Like, you should have put your stands
Thank
there.
you so much.
Like, thank you for what? You should have put your stands there, black man. Like, we have expectations of you guys in leadership, too, to do something, say something, have a backbone. Even the man's going to come anyway, but at least have your people understand that, you know what, I don't support this. He can come do what he want to do.
Yeah.
But instead, oh, thank you. Jigaboo.
You know, for someone who wants to be a king and president, isn't like a king usually serves first? He serves his people. Isn't that what's supposed to happen? And
Oh,
then
no,
the
but he
people
is serving his people. He is
Oh,
serving
right.
people because the ones that got the contracts for that $200 million,
well, there you
however
go.
much the borrowing is, allegedly, not allegedly, but reportedly, they have
Exactly.
recently got $50 billion, okay, from Donald Trump. Let's make it make sense. So he's supporting his people.
Well,
Just
there
not
you
us.
go.
We
He
ain't the
serves
people.
his, his people. Okay. Well, that's straighten it out, okay? Moving on to the latest in entertainment, rapper Boosie is facing backlash once again after announcing that transgender women would not be allowed to attend an upcoming adults-only pool party. He shared his policy. He shared his policy in a now deleted post on X while promoting the event. The post read, sorry, no trans women allowed at the topless pool party. We will be checking Adam's apples, strong facial features, and large hands. And later he added, I tried to be respectful. I said miss.
Listen, Linda, okay? What I want to say is Boosie has been known to be very controversial. I am a Boosie fan from way back in the day. Wipe me down, okay? But what I will want to say is even though I think that, you know, it is controversial, I also feel like as harsh as it is, and he's going to get a lot of backlash like he has been, and he really doesn't shy away from backlash, I do feel like when you're having your own private event, you should be able to say, hey, this, not that, even though it's not inclusive. But we're living in a world right now that's not inclusive anyway. So I really don't see what the big, you know, thing is. And maybe what he's really saying is that there's going to be so much booze at this place. These men are going to be intoxicated. And I don't want them on the back end to not realize that you don't have the parts to make a baby.
Correct. And then, well, Tyler goes so
Safety
far.
purposes.
But how I feel, I mean, I agree with most of that, but Boosie always get in trouble when it comes to this. They know where he stands at with it, so why even try to put yourself in places that, especially his party, where you know that he don't accept that anyways. At the end of the day, it's his party. If you have a private event, you're going to invite people who you want there. It's not an open invite. It really just is what it is. It's going to be him and probably all of his little rapper friends or whatever the case may be. And if he don't want that, I personally don't see the problem. And you know, they might say like, oh, but we support him. Stop supporting him then, because he do not like that, or he don't. You can't come to my party. That's just what it is for him. Like, respect his mind.
Boosie later took to social media arguing that he has the right to determine who attends his private event. Take a look.
It's the same thing if they say no alcohol in the building. It's the same thing as people saying you gotta bring clear bags. It's the same thing when you go in a restaurant and they say no rips in the jeans. Y'all fought for gay rights for 20, 30 years. We said nothing. Maybe we should fight for straight rights. You can't even go against it. If you're not with it, you can't even go against it. Y'all get that offensive. You know, that's my establishment. If I'm not going for it, I'm not going for it.
Yeah, I completely agree with Boosie here. Even being part of the LGBTQ community is very hard when I see so much backlash for people blatantly telling you that they don't want you there. It's like, okay, why are we going in places we are not warranted, we're not welcome? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the black and white issue. Integration was always the issue. It wasn't assimilation, right? We should have never integrated. We should make sure that we have our own communities. Being the head of diversity, equity, and inclusion for a Fortune 500 company, I led employee resource groups where there was an African-American ERG, ERG. There was an LGBTQ ERG. There was a Hispanic Heritage ERG, right? Each organization had its own calling for that specific group of people. I could not make them feel special if they didn't have a room to literally be amongst like-minded individuals. So it's not a matter of, oh, the Haitian couldn't be with the American. You could probably intertwine, but it's their prerogative. So you give the people initiative and autonomy over their environment and tell them, hey, you could decide whether you want to accept this or that, because there have to be spaces where you feel safe, where you feel like you're among people who support what you want. He's not wrong. It's his establishment. Stop going where you're not warranted and you're not welcomed.
Yeah.
So why is it turning into such a big deal? Because you would think that would make sense. If you're not welcome there, don't show up. What's the problem? You're not invited. Why would you go there in the first place?
I think because people are often offended. We are in this offensive culture, if nothing else. And I feel like, when people are not included, then they want to feel like, okay, well, I'm being secluded. And that poses the issue. But at the same time, I did want to speak on, what Boosie was saying about like gay rights. There's so many activists that have spoken out against or in favor of gay rights for so long. Everywhere you go. Right now, it's Pride Month all over the United States, But there isn't anything for straight people. If you say something, then it's against someone else. But when gay people are advocating for gay rights, it's not a problem.
Yeah. And I want to channel back to what you were saying, Tally, because we just talked about this. Some people take rejection as a personal attack. And psychologists have already proved this. So when somebody tells you, no, you can't come, you can't do this, it's almost as there's an adverse reaction. Like, what do you mean I can't? I feel a little entitled. I feel like now you're telling me I don't belong, and now my self-esteem is attacked. So oftentimes the reason people react this way is because they feel like their self-esteem is attacked, when really it's just telling you that I just don't want this. This is my preference. And it's not a personal attack on who you are. It's just what I prefer.
So now it becomes competing rights, competing values.
And then it's just with him, this is always a conversation.
With him.
If you guys know that he doesn't like that, why keep, it's like you ask when you know he don't like it.
Right.
So you know the answer that you're going to get. So now it's like you're just basically trying to trigger him so he can blow up in the headlines, so it can be the same reaction. He don't care. He stand for what he stand for when it comes to that. So just let it go. Let him do him.
No is a statement.
Literally.
Boosie's page has been deleted and flagged and taken down so many
so
times.
many times.
And every time he come back stronger. So at the end of the day, fight the good fight, my brother. Fight the good fight.
Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Girlfriend's Guide today is all about couples and finances. They say money can ruin a relationship, but new research suggests the opposite may be true if couples are willing to merge their finances into a joint account. So apparently couples who merge their finances stay happier and together longer. But would you trust your partner enough to do it?
I feel like if I'm marrying this person, then I should trust them enough to do that. That's just like straight up. I don't want to marry somebody who I wouldn't trust enough to do something like that if we decided to do that. A boyfriend, I'm not doing that. That's just not what I'm doing.
I had to laugh when I said research because I know that Sunset always like research.
I don't.
Who's research?
Who's research? Man, listen, people lie all the time. I don't believe these researchers. They come up with all these statistics, random statistics, throw it on there, and then they want everybody to kind of shuffle through like, I believe it. Yeah, whatever. They're just trying to cause divide. I'm with you, Ree. I just feel like if trust is at the center of any relationship, however you guys seem palatable to move forward, that's up to you. If you want to share bank accounts, great. If you don't want to share bank accounts and you want to maintain individuality, I don't see nothing wrong with it. It just depends on if you guys trust each other and what is your specific foundation. All of this, if you don't, you're more trustworthy if you do. I don't believe in any of it because not one relationship is linear anyway.
Yeah, I can get that. And I think I'm teeter-tottering somewhere right between where we all are. I do agree that, in like maybe a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship that is not long-term or is not truly committed, it doesn't make sense for me financially, but I have been privy to a lot of marriages where they do have one financial main joint account. And I do see that they have financially got further than people that kind of have separate hidden accounts or secret things or just, are not bringing their money into one pot. And so I do see value in definitely bringing it all into the household and, taking care of what we need to take care of and then still having our own individual account for whatever we need. Because at the end of the day, you still have to be yourself. And I cannot imagine myself, even with all the money being in one pot, now I got to come and ask you, baby, I'm about to buy lip gloss today. Or no, thank you.
Or maybe not, because maybe well, of course you're going to have the card so you can just go get it. But sometimes, you have people who are more gooder with money, and then you got people like me that are,
Yeah.
Some people are more responsible. They're able to, spend money wisely,
Right.
as opposed to being very, spontaneous about, I'm
Correct.
just going to buy that and buy that. Yeah, because
Correct.
some people are spend delicious. That's what I call it.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
use the same word.
Delicious.
Delicious. I use
Yeah.
the same word.
Spend
delicious. But I think even in that regard, it's like, well, help your partner become better financially stable.
Right.
Because I'm very big on autonomy. If I build you with me, there's a difference between you building yourself, me giving you the requirements, the things, laying down the foundation on how to build you as a partner to become more financially stable.
Yeah.
Like if I help you do it and then you feel like you did it yourself, you take more honor in that versus me telling you, oh, don't do this. You got to watch this. Now you kind of feel like somebody has to tell you what to do. Just like Tyler said, I don't want to have to ask you. There's a difference in that, and people show up differently when they feel like they own who they are versus getting told who they are.
Well, it's certainly a lot easier said than done when you say to teach someone and, that you can come together and do that. Look, I tried it myself, and it just doesn't work. Some people literally are just going to spend for whatever their reasons are.
Yeah.
You can try to teach them about let's build something together, and they are dead set on not doing that.
But for me, I think that gets down to the foundation and the root work of the relationship realistically, because a lot of times you have two people in a relationship and they feel like, hey, I've been showing you this all this time. Why won't you get it? But then at the core of it, the relationship just may not be meant to be. If I'm not in a place where I feel like what you're showing me is something that I want to take in or I'm able to accept, because even with pure heart, sometimes we can teach and teach and teach, and that person just doesn't get it. But ultimately, it's not meant to be.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'll say too. If you're meeting me with a brick road, maybe this isn't the road I should follow, because I think both partners should be able to submit to one another. If we both have the same financial goals and we both trying to get to the same goal, then hey, you got to submit on some things. I got to submit on some things. If you're better financially, let me teach you. If you're better in the other field, let you teach me. It should be mutually inclusive.
But I think that also, I'm so sorry, I've been having this on my mind for a while. I was waiting for us to finally talk on this topic a little bit, so I'm trying to kind of get it in there. But I think that also goes back to when we hear so many people talk about like masculine and feminine energy, and you'll hear someone say, oh, hey, well, you're too feminine or you're too masculine, a male will say, not realizing that you're operating in the opposite energy of them.
Right.
And so when I feel like it comes to financial things and learning in a relationship, they don't understand that they don't even speak your language. And that's why it doesn't work. It's not that I don't value the information, but you don't teach in a way that I can receive.
Yes.
So then that's when we have to literally voice, like, hey, how you're, like, say, like, because I operate like that too. If you talk to me nice, I can hear it. I can receive it.
Yeah.
If you talking to me in a way that's too whatever, then I would just shut it out.
spicy.
Too spicy. Like, you talk to me gentle because I'm going to talk to you gentle. I only operate in gentleness. So I can't receive nothing. Or you going to receive something you ain't going to want.
Well, I can see that, because it definitely depends on, I would say, someone's background and where they come from and how they value money.
Right.
And I will say again, it really is easier said than done, because some people will budge. Some people can see the long game.
Right.
And they will go with you.
Correct.
And some people just cannot see it.
Right. Or some people just want to have something to say anyways to make them feel superior. No, for real, to make them feel superior. So they love to make it like, so they taught you something. They just happy to say, oh, she doing this because of me, or he doing this because of me. But I have a friend who was younger who dated an older guy.
Yeah.
He came in, she was making a lot of money as a hairstylist, but she was, probably spending recklessly. He literally came in, taught her the game, taught her how to save. She's so up, they're happily married, everything. But he's a gentleman.
Oh, I
You know
love
what
it.
I'm
And
saying?
that's when it works great.
Yeah.
Talk to me
Absolutely.
nice.
He had her best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Like a man with a plan. Like, hey, I see you make this, so I think that you should put this up, and you put this up, and this, and now they just flourishing.
I love that.
Love you, girl.
Love that. In other news, after years of fans calling for Idris Elba to become the next James Bond, the actor is now shutting the conversation down himself. Idris is making headlines after saying James Bond doesn't need to be woke, and admitting that while he could, obviously, because he's such a great actor, could play the role, he believes not everybody was happy with the idea of me being James Bond, simply because the color of his skin. We're back here again. My goodness, we cannot leave this place. Somebody,
I was waiting. You know,
No, you started off. You started off.
Idris, I'm disappointed. My brother, I'm so disappointed in this statement. And the reason why I feel so strong about this is because when we talk about representation, right, we talk about it, but then there's the practicality, there's the action steps behind it. So I feel like because Idris is such a staple in the Black community where so many women, so many men are like, Idris Elba, he has a responsibility when he's speaking on certain things that he holds value and space for the Black community. When you say a person like James Bond is not realistic, I have an issue with that, because when we're talking about realism, James Bond is not a realistic character. But before there was superheroes, before there was Marvel, before there were DC Comics, there were African gods, African goddesses. There's Oshun, Ogun, Asara. Like, there's so many African deities, and all of them existed before European civilizations ever even existed. Every character, every superhero in America came from African deities. A lot of people don't know that. You could have used that moment to say, yes, there's still some realism behind that, because realistically, we were the gods and goddesses. But they transformed your mind so much that the comfort in you had to say, you know what? White people being superheroes is more normalized than Black people being superheroes. That's how much they've conformed you. I'm never gonna forget who the real superheroes are in my story.
I should have went first, because sister girl,
Okay.
all
no.
that she said.
well, I mean, that's great. All that's great, and we totally understand that. And then you have Ariel and everybody. What's the other one that just recently played? Cinderella. I mean, you know, these were, like you say, they come, but they traditionally transform to being white. I even know myself, being a Mouseketeer in the Mickey Mouse Club. One of the few, this was like, what, the second time in like almost 20 years that there was a young black girl and young black male being on the show. And that created an issue. I was one of them, right? I was a Black female, obviously. Just kidding. But I mean, the discussion gets bigger for me, though, because who controls the opportunities behind the scenes? That's where the issue is. Because sure, we could say, oh, they were all Black before. Shoot, we know everybody. Well, let me not go to the word, because I don't want to upset people's doctrine.
Who cares?
But we know they were Black. And then to be able to be more palatable, I suppose, they became light skinned, right? They became white. But for the masses. But the issue comes down to who's given the opportunities? Who is going to make the film? Who's putting the money up for the film? Who's going to say that this traditional character, James Bond, now we're just going to decide we're going to make him Black?
You know what? I get what you're saying, and I, feel and hear what all of you are saying. But to me, I feel like the biggest injustice in the statement that Idris Elba said was his improper use of the word woke. That's what I really didn't appreciate. I just feel like, him saying that, James Bond doesn't need to be woke, and, saying that it doesn't need to be Black. And I feel like even when you look at this current administration and how they are using and weaponizing even the word and the term woke, it's such a disservice to us. And even with that, how it's just taking out diversity, equity, and inclusion and all of these things. So as much as I'm upset with how Idris Elba used the word, I'm also upset with the fact that he maybe doesn't see himself as able to do it when he's already broken down so many barriers, and there's so many young Black girls and boys that are depending on him and others like him to continue to break down barriers and pave the way for them. But at the same time, I want to also be a little bit sympathetic and think about the fact that maybe this is something, because people have been asking about it for so long, where maybe he's been battling with this behind the scenes, waiting to see if the opportunity was going to be presented to him. And now, after all these years of talking about it, maybe now he's saying that not that, they don't want, James Bond to be woke, but maybe he's saying that he's woke and that's what they don't want. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And the hard part about it is that when you read things that people say, depending on the punctuation, there's so many ways that we can read it. And so sometimes we also have to be careful not to attack people when we really haven't been able to have those conversations and really understand the tone behind what they were really saying.
I understand what you mean about taking issue with the woke, but I think what he's saying is it's upsetting so many people. It's not about him, and I think the focus is being put on him like he's making the decision. what? He's making a decision to not stay in the fight, to be in the battle. He's making a decision to say, look, they don't want me playing the role.
Yeah.
So why am I going to keep fighting? They don't want it. They're not going to do it.
what?
So let's move on.
No. So what? If he's saying they don't want him to play the role, that's not the issue. The issue was him saying that James Bond is
That's
not
the
realistic.
wrap for today. We can catch us same time, same place, right here on Point of View.